Most importantly, we advocate on behalf of businesses in Groton. There are other interest groups out there that, let's say, don't have the business community best in their hearts. And we need to be accountable to that. And we're out there fighting for you every step of the way. We do an awful lot. There's an annual report on the table up there. There's a little snapshot brochure, a little rack card on each of the tables. You can look at that for what we do. And we look for your continued support. You might wonder how an all-volunteer organization could possibly do all that we do. Well, it's difficult, frankly, it's difficult. But luckily, we are affiliated with the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, of which provides our resources, staff, etc. So if you want to support us, the GBA, to keep fighting for you, please join the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. That funding will trickle down to us. And if you do so, in addition to the benefits you get from the GBA, you get a whole host more from joining the chamber. So please do that and help us out to do that. In addition to these business meetings, we do give back to the community. We have a couple events. One is the Fall Festival, and the other is the Holiday Lights Parade in December. We're going to continue to do that. That takes work and effort, and we're asking for volunteers, either at the event day or perhaps to be on the planning committees. It's a lot of fun to do that, so please consider being a volunteer at our events. And if you can't volunteer but have a business, there's some great sponsorship opportunities to get involved with the Fall Festival or the Holiday Lights Parade, so consider that. And to that point, the Fall Festival this year is going to be a banner, because coinciding with that is going to be the Groton Airport AOPA fly-in. If you haven't heard about that, it's going to be like thousands of people converging on Groton Airport that weekend, Columbus Day weekend, for their meeting. And so there's going to be all these people buzzing about Groton and Mystic and so on and so forth. So that's going to be a big, big, big event. So upcoming events, we have another one coming tomorrow. The Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce is having their open house at the beautiful Welcome Center we have on Greenmanville Ave, right across the street from the seaport. So please consider going to that tomorrow, 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Admission's free, all kinds of prizes, fun, the radio Q103 is going to be there, all kinds of things happening. So please consider doing that. Last year, we broke the story about the Thames River Heritage Park, the water taxi, and that's coming back again this year. I believe they're going to start on May 26th, coming up real, real fast. That is right on course. The map laid out by the Urban Planning Design Committee, Yale Urban Planning Design, laid out a nice blueprint to follow, and they're following it step by step. And this year, you're going to have additional signing and apps, so on and so forth, and people to follow along. Hopefully next year, there'll be another dock at the Navy base, Captain, over by the Nautilus Museum. That'll be a great addition. And the big score will be when we finally get the Coast Guard Museum built in New London, and that's on track. My understanding of President Trump's latest budget is that $5 million is earmarked to go to that museum. So things are looking positive, and hopefully that'll happen real soon. Now, to get on to the main event, what we do here when we think about this annual meeting, we try to take a temperature reading of the Groton zeitgeist. In other words, what's different about 2017 that's a little bit different, and what issues should we address? Well, on the macro scale, it's pretty evident we have a new presidential administration in Washington, and that seems to look favorable. We'll hear more from our speakers, but it seems to be favorable toward military spending and build-up and building ships. So that could be good for Groton, okay? On the negative side is the budgetary deficit of our state. That's having a tremendous trickle-down effect. All cities and towns are suffering from that. And not to strike a nerve here, but Groton is particularly hard hit because of the education cost sharing and that reformulation, all that kind of stuff.
Please read my budget.
Now, I'm building up to it. Now, I know Senator Summers is working very, very hard for a counter proposal to that. So we'll kind of see how that all shakes out, and hopefully it'll be favorable to Groton, but we'll see how. And read Heather's newsletters on how that's progressing, and we'll see how that does go. But with that, you know, I can recall reading that in the depths of World War II in the beginning, Churchill said something to the effect, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." And the reason is that sometimes it takes a crisis to polarize a community to act in ways that was unforeseen before. Because not acting would be just too calamitous. And I think we're kind of a little bit in that way right now with the budget issues, so we'll see how that comes out. However, I think there's a lot of positive steps already in motion. The GBA works very closely with the Office of Planning and Development Services, and I think a lot of the pieces are in place for sustainable growth, and underscore the word sustainable. We had that market study, reworking the zoning regs to simplify it, to make Groton be a more business-friendly community. The airport development zone, which could attract development in that two-mile radius around the airport. And TIF zone, probably in our future, which would be tax incentives for developers to come in using the future value of the enhancement to fund that. So we believe that the way out of our financial straits is to grow the grand list. And the way to grow the grand list is by better commercial development. I'm talking about good commercial development, you know, mixed use kind of development, you know, making Groton that sense of place that we've all talked about. So let's hope that that happens. With that, I think we're going to hear more good news from our panelists today, and we're going to start to kick off that show. Our first speaker is going to be Hannah Gant. She's the of Spark Makerspace.